welcome to another episode of Your Facebook Questions Answered. Every once in a while, right before we tape some videos, we'll post saying, do you have any questions for us that Stephanie can answer on video? And so here we are. The first question comes from Tanner Bob Bell, and they say, where did you get the idea to create stamps? Where did I get the idea? Well, I used to work for a stamp company called Ink Boutique, also known formerly as Sugarloaf. And they, the owner of that company, John, was a nice guy. I love him to pieces. And he said, hey, I want you to come out with your own stamp line. And I was like, what? And so I started designing there. And then when that company closed, sadly, I kept getting people emailing me saying, you know, we miss you, we want to see more from you, and we want to see more stamps. And so I said, you know what, my husband and I said, let's start our own company. And from there, it just kind of blossomed. But I've been in the scrapbooking industry since, professionally since 1999. So I've been doing something crafty for a long, long time. Inez says, how do you manage your time to do all the fabulous things you do? Well, Inez, I don't know. Let's see. How do I do it? Well, a nice thing is we've been able to hire some people to help us around the office. So I don't have to do a lot of that kind of stuff. So like the paperwork stuff, which if you know me at all, I'm not good at paperwork anyway. So they took it away from me and they said, Stephanie, let's not let you worry about paperwork. So I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I do answer a couple emails sometimes. Usually what they'll do is when an email comes in that needs my personal attention, they'll flag it and I answer it. But most of the just day-to-day emails, like I forgot my password or something like that, somebody else does for me. So that helps a lot, having Karen in the office to help me. And then we have help with shipping also, so I don't do any shipping anymore either, although I used to. And I do a lot of traveling for Sizzix, as you probably know by now, and we do a lot of traveling for the Stamps of Life. I have an incredibly supportive husband that whenever I have to take off, he's able to take off from work and stay home and manage the household and take care of the house. So luckily, house and the kids and the business and the dog and the cat and the tortoise. So he does all of that. Luckily, he's very supportive and I don't have to worry when I'm gone. So that helps a lot too. So I guess it's thanks to Kenny because he does a lot. Let's see. Jane wants to know, how far ahead do you work on monthly stamps? Or do they just come from inspiration, like a Christmas idea pops in your head in May and you take note to look at that later? Just curious. Jane, that's a very good question. Sometimes it's funny because like I work a couple months ahead and I'll design the stamp sets and I'll say, okay, this is going to come out in June. And so we have it, we make it, we do everything. And then I get this idea and just go, this idea has to come first. So sometimes I postpone it. Like last month, there was a set that was supposed to be released. And I said, nope, I want to put this one ahead of it. So sometimes stamp sets, when I get a really fun idea, they get popped in front. So then I have some like in the wings waiting to be released. That's kind of funny when that happens. And then we just have this inventory sitting there waiting to be released, which is kind of sad. And I know it's not the right way to run a business, but you know, sometimes inspiration just hits and you just want to do it. The funny thing is the Christmas stamps for this year that will probably be introduced in September-ish or October-ish. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I've actually done those already. I did those at last Christmas because I saw this cute idea and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cute if I did this, and this to make it a stamp? And then I literally just, I think almost in one day, created the entire stamp set. Usually I take day after day because I go back to it and look at it and then tweak it. And I'm sure I'll tweak this one again, but it's already done. And I'm like really excited because I'm like, woohoo, I worked ahead. But sometimes I'm like to the last second and the office is yelling at me, you gotta get this done, you gotta get this done. So I stay up real late and I finish it and send it off. But you never know. Sometimes they're done early, sometimes they're done the last second. I'm a procrastinator a lot, so, but depending on, it just depends. It really just depends, but it's a good question. You never know with me. Peppermint Rushing says, some kids in pool floats would be cute. There's a couple ideas on here, of stamp set ideas, so that's great. Thank you. I will add them to my list, my ever-growing list of stamp sets that I can look at for when I need inspiration. Let's see. Oh, and Lauren wants to know about creating stamps with Spanish words. Lauren, that's an interesting question. I've had that once or twice before. Actually, a little bit more than that. I'm going to Puerto Rico in 2 weeks. So by the time you see this, I probably will be back from Puerto Rico. But I'm definitely going to be getting a lot of inspiration there. So that might be something you see in the future. Susie says, I have a hard time getting the ink off of some of the smaller stamps, like the Starburst. What do you suggest? I don't want to ruin the stamps. Thank you. Your stamps rock. Well, Susie, thank you. I use cheap, I use cheap baby wipes from my local big box store. They're the cheapest you can get. Some ink will stain your stamps. It does not hurt them at all. Okay, don't think that once you clean them, they might be stained. Because keep in mind, you're putting a dye onto a clear material. So that might stain it just a little bit. It does not hurt your stamps at all. I've heard that some people will the first time they stamp, will stamp with a light color like a yellow. And then clean it, and then that'll get into the porous part of the stamp. And then when you stamp a stamp color that you like stains a lot, like I've noticed pink stains a little bit more than the others, then it doesn't stain it as much. But there's nothing wrong with your stamps. Don't worry, they're gonna work fine. You won't see any of the stained color when you stamp in the future, as long as you clean them. And just use the cheap baby wipes. That's what I use. Let's see. Oh, so Karen's asking, is it normal for some stamps to appear stained even after cleaning? Yes, it's totally normal. Depending on the ink you're using, some clean off better than others, but don't worry, it doesn't hurt your stamps at all. Linda says, I like to use the storage sheets you provide in a binder, and I use a regular sheet protector to house the cardboard backing next to the facing the stamp set, so it marks the space. Oh, cute. So she can keep organized. What have you heard or seen for storage with your stamps that may tickle our fancy? I know a lot of people like to use our storage sheets, which is really good. It just keeps them really organized. And I have heard people cutting the backing cards. I don't have one. Oh, here. I've heard of people cutting the backing cards just a little bit so they fit in there also. I do always put a piece of white cardstock in between mine so I can put 2 in each pocket. So when you flip them when you flip the page, you can just see the one stamp set and you don't see through them. So, but you can use the backing card also instead. So that's a great tip. Let's see, and Peggy has a suggestion here too. Now also, funny thing, can I tell you this quick little story? I hope I have time. This funny little thing. The other day I was going to get my hair done, and the girl that does my hair, Narcy, hi Narcy, Narcy was sitting with her iPad, and she was looking at it, and she goes, oh, Stephanie, I'm watching you right now. And I'm like, Narcy, I love her to pieces. She's been doing my hair for, gosh, Narcy, I don't know how long, 6, 7 years now, I guess. But Narcy was watching one of my stamping videos. Kenny, I didn't even tell you that. Isn't that funny? I'm like, Narcy, you know me. You don't need to watch. But bless her heart, I'm starting to get her into stamping, and she's been watching my videos. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Narcy. I love you, and I love my hair. You know that. And it was just so cute. She's like, you just posted this one, and I can't because my appointment. I had to change my appointment. It was at 9 o'clock, and Narcy knows I'm not a good morning person. And she's like, you posted this 25 minutes ago. I can't believe you were awake. And I said, yeah, right. I know, huh? So. Just a funny little story to share. So thank you so much for asking us questions on Facebook. We're always happy to share them, the answers with you in videos, because that way I can't type as fast as I can talk, as you can probably tell. So I like to talk instead. So thank you so much, and make sure you check in again for more fun things about the company and about Stephanie and about stamping. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.